Welcome back. For the first time in about 20 years, the residents in some parts of Hammanskraal will have clean drinking water flowing from the taps. Residents from Pretoria's northern town have had to deal with polluted water for a very long time. The Tshwane Mayor, Dr. Nasipi Moya, has declared the water in Hammanskraal safe to drink, but some residents are not convinced. This is after the first phase of the water treatment project was completed at the Magalies Klipdrift package plant. To unpack this, let's now speak to the Water and Sanitation Deputy Minister, David Mahlobo. Deputy Minister, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Do you breathe a sigh of relief that at least that this first phase, it seems to have shown some positive results, and seeing that the mayor of Tshwane also drinking the water to prove that it's safe to drink?
Thank you very much, Adrian, to you and your viewers. As a Ministry of Water and Sanitation led by Minister Phemi Majodina, we've delivered the first phase, as she promised, by the end of October. We had our implementing agent, Magalies, able to complete the 12.5 megaliters, which is 12.5 million liters. We must regret that there were delays. One of the delays was because of geological formation. There were rocks there. It took a little bit longer. And when we thought that everything is completed, then there was inadequate electricity supply, busy tripping there and there, and you could not have a possibility to always pump this additional 12.5. Then the municipality, because it's not using a new reticulation system, they are using the system that is from the Temba wastewater treatment plant that is highly polluted. Then there was a flushing. And the flushing has taken long, Adrian. And ultimately, Minister Phemi directed that more water tests has been done. And this test has been shared with us every day by Magalies and the city of Tshwane. I can confirm that when you look at microbial issues of the availability of E. coli in terms of the South African National Standard for Drinking Water, which is 241, is within the range, and they are actually performing around 99 to 100% in terms of compliance, which is very, very good. Because in terms of our blue drop, any system that performs below 95%, Adrian, is an issue of concern. We also look at the issues of chemical component in terms of nitrates and other issues that you could see them. There is also a compliance of 99 to 100%, depending on the variation in each day. But there were times when there was turbidity in the taps, where the water will come out, it looks like a little bit milky, and the levels were very high. That's why the authority, which is the city of Tshwane, to delay. But at this point, we can confirm that the water is fit for human consumption. But our instruction as a ministry is that they must be able to continuously monitor the plant, operate the plant in terms of the standards, ensure that ongoing tests are being done, and they must always share with citizens those particular tests. Therefore, we're very pleased that some relief for those areas that are being mentioned in 149, 73, 74, and 75. But our teams are directed by Minister to move with speed to meet the deadline of February for the second phase. But at the very same time, the municipality must start synchronizing, start to actually clean up the other pipelines that are in the other areas, especially the flushing, so that you don't have nearly more than a month just of flushing that was happening. Then in May, the additional 12.5 must come on board, and the additional last 12.5 will have to come on board at the end of June. At the very same time, these 50 megaliters are not a panacea of the volumes that are required by the people of Hammanskraal. The metro must move without any delays and ensure that the contractors working in Rooiwal, they are delivering on time. In the meantime, the water cutting in the areas that are not receiving water in the taps, they must monitor them, that the quality is good, they must also monitor them that there is no exploitation of citizens and being made to pay, but also take into account those who are vulnerable will not be able to go to the street and get water and manage their time because other people are at work and people can do the hogging of water and other people, they would be actually having no access to water if that water cutting thing is not being managed well.
Yeah. So from the department side, in terms of the legislation that has been proposed, now that you say that, okay, the city of Tshwane needs to make sure that it fast tracks some of these projects, but from the intervention perspective, can we say that the Department of Water and Sanitation will continuously monitor the situation and decide whether or not it needs to intervene again? Like, for instance, with something that people have been struggling with for over 20 years. It took an intervention from the Department of Water, as well, I think it was DBSA, to say that, okay, let's come up with the project, and this is the project, and now at least some parts of Hammanskraal does have water.
We'll definitely continue to monitor, support municipalities as directed by the Constitution in terms of Section 154, but at the very same time, where municipalities are failing, within the law, we shall intervene. And remember, in Tshwane, the citizen had to suffer for some time when there was a reluctance to work with the Minister of Water and Sanitation. Later on, we started getting that particular cooperation. But Tshwane and other municipalities in Gauteng and everywhere in the country, they must be able to improve their responsibility around water provision, because a number of these municipalities across the country are struggling. The reforms of trying to introduce performance-based contracts around water services is the way to go. The idea that money that comes from water sales and water grants must never be used for any other thing other than water. They must be ring-fenced so that issues of operation and maintenance are turned to issues of non-revenue water. At the very same time, build more capability of your treatment works and the distribution system, like your reservoirs, your pump stations. You do it because the population have increased, and investors will never invest when they know that there is issues of intermittent water supply. But lastly, they must be able to use their monies well to pay the water boards and other service providers, because it is the right thing to do. Because if we don't pay, we'll actually threaten the sustainability of the water sector.
Yeah, and speaking about performance-based contracts, that's now based on the contractors themselves, but then internally within the municipalities as well, there's a problem with this particular one, with the Rooiwal wastewater management project as well. We saw what happened with the company that was appointed, which is owned by Edwin Sodi. 5 people were suspended. Those people are now back at work because the suspension has been lifted by the bargaining council. What's the ministry's view around issues relating to holding officials accountable when there is wrongdoing?
You know, one of the things that we must avoid, Aldrin, is to make this matter of making people accountable, irrespective of their political affiliation, and they must be brought to book and make it a political issue. For an example, I heard the leader of the DA in Tshwane making a claim that there is ANC involvement. Remember that appointed contractor was appointed during the term of the DA administration. They must tell no lies and take no easy victories. On our side, the then Minister of Water and Sanitation, Corporate Senzo Mtulu, were very firm to them that action must be taken on the basis of the irregularities that happened in that particular municipality. Hence, His Excellency, our President Cyril Ramaphosa, actually proclaimed that the SIU must be in a position to get involved. And we are very pleased that there is a report that has been issued now. And our view is that this recommendation by the SIU must be actually implemented without fail. And then let's allow these other processes to unfold. But whether the officials are coming back to work, let the municipality look at these matters very decisively and ensure, because the SIU has found out that indeed irregularities happened around the issues of procurement.
Yeah. In conclusion, Minister, what's your message then to the people of Hammanskraal? Because once again, Yes, there's a solution that is being found now, but this is after at least 20 people lost their lives due to cholera as well in that region.
On the people of Hammanskraal, we want to convey our sincere gratitude to work together with us as the Minister of Water and Sanitation, working with the provincial government of Gauteng led by the Premier and the municipality. We regret the delays that have happened. We appeal to them. Continue to hold us as public representatives accountable. The issues of delivery of water is not a favor. It's a constitutional injunction in terms of the Bill of Rights. We must be able to do it, and they must be able to continuously report to us around these issues of cutting if there are challenges. We will have to continue to deliver to ensure that the quality of water in the other system, they are of high standard. But when we're done with the issues here in Cape Town of the ANC celebration, we'll find time to go and monitor progress that is made on phase 2, that must deliver the additional 12 megalitres, that it must be delivered on time, on budget, but we'll also monitor the work of the municipality around the Rooiwaard water system, because that system, when it can come back live online, all the people of Hammanskraal that have taps, the water will start to flow.